Okay, I'll let the there and the Palagina was on that picture. I didn't get Palagina
You
here.
are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship. I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think. So you will go to the great Kahanga city as well. You must sail north for some time, and then a little east. Take care in Nekitaka. Come, we will see your Defiant out to sea.
The Defiant. Okay.
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway. It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew, and most... However, Port Margé appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed...
Oops.
As you like.
Ship life sure is an adventure, ain't it? Just think of all the places we can sail to, all the sights we could see. This is nothing like being stuck on a farm. Tell me what's on your mind?
They're there in my head, and sometimes I can taste them on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in... Will we? Ought we? I trust you, Watcher. I swear I do. It's not like I can turn my back on my duty to my god, even if it kills me. I'm glad we...
thank you again for maintaining my story in front of Beness. I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative.
Skulldugger. What? Skullduggery. Skulldugger. So basically, based on the picture, I would assume that it's faking it or whatever. I don't know what that word is.
I'm working against one of the most secretive organizations in all of Aora. One with a rather troubled history as far as animancy is concerned. That's not the sort of thing one shares with new friends. Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity. After we parted, I set out to destroy the Leaden Key.
There is happy
It's
about it.
controlled us for too long. So for 5 years, I've been tracking down Leaden Key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret, trying to undo them. The task has been more I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours. I know. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations. Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Valia, a run-down backwater of a... Aye, right home like it was. Centuries ago, the Leaden Key had intervened to end some heretical cult. The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting. A gruesome... At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt. The village priest administered the practice. Grim old fellow.
Wicked old bunbag, 'tis what the lad means.
He was a tyrant. I was certain that if the villagers were free of his influence, so I arranged for him to have an accident. The old man died. They were convinced his death was an ill omen. They blamed it, and every other mishap that befell them, on their lack of faith. So they began bloodletting every week, turning on their neighbors for giving too little. Instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week. I had to do something, didn't I? I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better. I suppose I should get some rest. It's been a long day, and you've given me a lot to think about. I'm looking for an old Leaden Key sect. I want to be sure. Please, let me go over my notes again.
Hey, look who it is. The air's different. Especially compared to Gilded Vale, where there's more livestock than shovels. Sounds different, too. You wake up to all those bird calls, it really does sound like they're making music. If the birds woke you in Gilded Vale, it was usually a couple crows making the most horrible mating noises you ever heard. Strange thing is, I still get this feeling in me, like I wish I was home.
Watcher, tell me what's on your mind?
They're there in my... And sometimes...
Sure thing.
I shall make it so.